Welcome to the channel, both if you're listening on our Battle Plan podcast or if you're watching on YouTube. Today we're going to share tips and tricks to help you master the English language. I'm your host, Jeremy, and today we're going to talk about 10 important things to focus on when learning English. Whether you're a beginner or an advanced learner, these tips will help you to improve your skills and confidence in English. Let's get started. Okay, so the first one is vocabulary. One of the most essential aspects of learning any language is building a strong vocabulary. The more words you know, the better you can express yourself and understand others. To build your vocabulary, you should learn and use new words regularly. You can do this by reading books, newspapers, and articles in English, using flashcards or apps to memorize words, and writing sentences with the words you learn. You should also learn synonyms, antonyms, and collocations of words to enrich your vocabulary. For example, did you know that the word set has over 400 different meanings in English? That's a lot of synonyms. Or did you know that the word cool can be used as an adjective, a verb, a noun, or an interjection? That's a lot of collocations. Learning these words and how to use them will make your English more versatile and interesting. Okay then, so grammar. Another important aspect of learning English is understanding grammar rules and practicing correct sentence structure. Grammar helps you communicate clearly and accurately in English. To improve your grammar, you should study grammar rules from books, online resources, or do exercises to test your knowledge and check your mistakes with a grammar checker or teacher. You should also pay attention to how native speakers use grammar in different contexts and situations. For example, did you know that in informal speech, native speakers often use double negatives such as I don't know nothing or I ain't got no money? This is considered grammatically incorrect in formal writing, but it is acceptable in casual conversation. Or did you know that in British English, collective nouns can be either singular or plural, depending on whether they are seen as a unit or as individuals? For example, you can say, the team is playing well, the team are playing well. In American English, however, collective nouns are usually singular. Learning these grammar rules and variations will make your English more accurate and appropriate. Moving on to speaking then. Speaking is one of the most challenging skills for many English learners, but also one of the most rewarding ones. Speaking helps you improve your pronunciation and fluency in English, as well as your confidence and communication skills. To practice speaking, you should speak English as much as possible with native speakers, language partners, or online tutors. You should also record yourself speaking and listen to your own voice to identify areas of improvement. For example, did you know that there are some sounds in English that are not found in other languages, such as the th sound or the r sound? These sounds can be difficult to pronounce for some learners, but they can be mastered with practice and feedback. Or did you know that there are some words in English that are pronounced differently depending on where they are stressed? For example, the word record can be a noun or a verb depending on which syllable is stressed. Record or record. Record is a noun. Record is a verb. Learning these sounds and stress patterns will make your English more clear and natural. Listening then. Listening is another skill that can help you improve your English in many ways. Listening helps you develop your comprehension and vocabulary in English, as well as your accent and intonation. To enhance your listening skills, you should listen to native speakers in different settings, such as podcasts, videos, movies, and TV shows. You should also listen actively by taking notes, repeating what you hear, or answering questions about what you listen to. For example, did you know that native speakers often use contradictions, reductions, and linking when they speak fast. This means that they shorten or combine words together to make them easier to say. For example, I am going to becomes I'm gonna, or do you want to becomes do you wanna. Or did you know that native speakers often use intonation to convey meaning and emotion? This means that they change their pitch or tone of voice depending on what they say. For example, rising intonation indicates a question or uncertainty. You're going out tonight? Falling intonation indicates a statement or certainty. You're going out tonight. Learning these different features of spoken English will make your listening more effective and enjoyable. Reading then. Reading is a great way to expand your knowledge and skills in English. Reading helps you improve your vocabulary and grammar in English, as well as your critical thinking and analytical skills. To boost your reading skills, you may also read a variety of texts in English, such as books, newspapers, and articles. You should also read for different purposes, such as for pleasure, or for information, or for learning. For example, did you know that reading fiction can help you improve your empathy and imagination? This is because fiction allows you to experience different perspectives and emotions through the characters and the story. Or did you know that reading non-fiction can help you improve your knowledge and argumentation? This is because non-fiction provides you with facts and opinions on various topics and issues. Reading these texts will make your English more rich and diverse. Moving on to writing then. Writing is another skill that can benefit you in many ways when learning English. Writing helps improve your vocabulary and grammar in English, as well as your creativity and organization skills. To refine your writing skills, you should write regularly in English, such as keeping a journal, writing essays, or sending emails. You should also revise and edit your writing with a spell checker or a teacher. For example, did you know that writing a journal can help you improve your self-expression and reflection? This is because writing a journal allows you to write about your thoughts and feelings in a personal way. Or did you know that writing essays can help you improve your logic and persuasion? This is because writing essays requires you to structure your ideas and support them with evidence and examples. Writing these texts will make your English more fluent and coherent. Another aspect we need to talk about is the cultural context. Learning about the culture of English-speaking countries can help you better understand the language and the people who speak it. Culture influences how people use language in different situations, such as idioms, slang and jokes, and social norms. To learn about the culture of English-speaking countries, you should watch cultural shows or documentaries, read cultural books or magazines, or talk to native speakers about their culture. For example, did you know that in American culture, people often use sarcasm or irony to make jokes or criticize something? This means that they say the opposite of what they mean or exaggerate something to make it funny or negative. For example, wow, that's a great idea, can mean that's a terrible idea, or you're so smart can mean you're stupid. Or did you know that in British culture, people often use understatement or politeness to express their opinions or feelings? This means that they say less than what they mean, or soften their words to make them more respectful or modest. For example, it's a bit cold today can mean it's freezing today. Or I'm not very happy with this can mean I'm furious with this. Learning these cultural expressions and nuances will make your English more appropriate and authentic. Another useful technique is language exchange. Finding a language partner to practice speaking and help each other learn can be a fun and effective way to learn English. Language exchange allows you to practice speaking with a native speaker or another learner of English who can give you feedback and corrections. It also allows you to learn from each other's experiences and perspectives on learning a language. To find a language partner, you can use online platforms or apps that connect language learners from around the world. For example, did you know that there are some apps that allow you to chat with native speakers for free? Some of these apps are HelloTalk, Tandem, Speaky, etc. These apps let you chat with native speakers through text, voice, or voice calls. You can also exchange languages by teaching each other your native language. Or did you know that there are some websites that allow you to find language partners in your area? Some of these websites are Meetup, Conversation Exchange, My Language Exchange, etc. These websites let you find a language partner who lives near you and meet them in person for language practice. Finding a language partner will help you with your English and is interactive and fun. A similar resource then are online resources. Utilizing online resources can be a great way to supplement your learning and access more materials and tools for learning English. Online resources include language learning apps, websites, and online courses that offer lessons, exercises, games, quizzes, videos, podcasts, and more for learning English at different levels and for different purposes. Some of the popular online resources for learning English are Duolingo, BBC Learning English, Coursera, etc. For example, did you know that Duolingo is one of the most popular language learning apps in the world? Duolingo lets you learn English through gamified lessons that adapt to your level and goals. You can also compete with other learners and earn rewards for your progress. Or did you know that BBC Learning English is one of the most reputable sources of English learning materials online? BBC Learning English provides you with high-quality content from the BBC, such as news, podcasts, videos, and grammar. You can also test your level and get feedback from experts. Using online resources will make your English more convenient and accessible. Finally, then, we have patience and consistency. Learning a new language takes time and effort, so it's important to be patient and consistent with your learning process. Don't expect to become fluent overnight or give up when you encounter difficulties or challenges. Instead, stay motivated and practice regularly with the tips we share today. Remember that every little step counts and every mistake is an opportunity to learn. For example, did you know that it takes about 10,000 hours of practice to master a skill? That's about 417 days or 1.14 years of non-stop practice. Of course, you don't have to practice that much to learn English, but it shows you that nothing worth having comes easy. Or did you know that some of the most famous people in the world had to overcome challenges and failures before they achieved success? For example, J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, was rejected by 12 publishers before her book was accepted. Or Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, was fired from his own company before he returned and made it one of the most valuable brands in the world. Learning from these examples will make your English more resilient and rewarding. Okay then, so that's all from today's episode of the Battle Plan podcast. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something useful for your English journey. If you have any questions or comments about today's topic or any suggestions for future episodes, please let us know in the comments below. Thank you and see you next time.